Alkaleri Central Primary School in Bauchi State has turned into a marketplace as traders and farmers now use classrooms and school grounds to sell farm produce, leaving pupils and teachers to struggle for learning space and unhygienic conditions and vandalized facilities. Established over 84 years ago, the school is now at the center of the popular Alkaleri Sunday market, with traders moving in days before market day. Classrooms, staff rooms, and even the principal's office are used to store grains, while pupils return to broken furniture, defaced surrounding, and open defecation around classroom windows. A teacher who spoke anonymously described the toll on learning, saying, "We have to clean up the mess every Monday. Our toilets are broken, water facilities gone, and pupils now sit on the floor. Some traders even break into our staff room and take the marker pens." Despite the situation, Alkaleri Local Council remains one of the worst affected areas in Bauchi for out-of-school children, according to data from the National Bureau of Statistics and UNICEF. While the Ministry of Education claims it has halved that number, education experts say learning under such conditions is almost impossible. Reacting to the issue, an education expert, Abubakar Usman, called for urgent intervention, including building a perimeter fence. The Bauchi SUBEB spokesperson directed inquiries to his assistant, who confirmed that a fence contract had been awarded but could not give details on why the construction had been stalled. Efforts to reach the Commissioner of Information, Honorable Shehu Usman, for comment proved abortive as at the time of filing this report. You have been in academia, you're still an edupreneur, and I mean, because you have taught in schools, you've seen how distracted children, young people can be in learning environments. With open defecation and bags of grains in classrooms, what are your thoughts on this report?
Well, I believe, just like one of the lawyers has said, it is almost impossible for students to learn in this kind of environment. You know, because the environment, just like we discussed the other day, the environment shapes your thinking. That's why many parents are taking their children to posh schools, because they believe that if their children study in a very good environment, in a well furnished place, they will be able to concentrate, they will be able to think well, they will be able to think about development, think of good things, how to advance, how to do well in future. Now, how would you want this kind of situation to be part of the learning process of these children? It will really disturb them. If the government can come in and say, let's us solve this problem, it's very simple.
Now, when we say if the government should come in, it beats the question. Is the Ministry of Education not aware in that state of this development?
The Ministry of Education is aware, but sometimes they are powerless. What they do is they go inspection. Some of all the things they see in schools, even private schools, they go and they see some things. Has anything been done about it? Nothing has been done about it. So, but when government takes education as a serious issue, education is an economic issue. You can never develop. There's no nation that can develop without making education a priority, because everything starts from learning, starts from the young children. So if you invest so much money, a good amount of money in education, in future you are going to reap it. So education in Nigeria is an economic issue, if not the most economic issue of our time. The Nigerian government should do something about it. They should create good schools. They should make sure that our schools have the best, some of the best facilities in the world. make sure that our schools have the best teachers. People that are qualified to teach are teaching.
Right.
If you know that you are just into teaching because there is no job, you leave teaching. Teaching is not for you. Teaching is for people that want to impact, people that want to give back to society,
Right.
people that want to sustain the knowledge, because the best way to sustain the anything you know is to pass it to the next person.
Right.
So we should give more attention. Education should take a large chunk of our budget.
Now, while education takes a large chunk of our budget, the out-of-school children, as reported by UNICEF in Bauchi, is rather high. Now, do you think that they will be encouraged to continue coming, or other people were encouraged to keep coming to school if every day they come back to their school being hijacked?
In schools like in places like Malaysia, from secondary, from preschool to secondary, should be free. Everybody will have the opportunity to go to school, or at least to have basic education. Then after that, people that want to continue to university, higher institutions can do that. Or even at that, the government can subsidize the tuition. They can subsidize the cost of going to school.
Would the children still be motivated
Yes.
if they need to sit around grades? If they need to see,
that's what I'm saying. When we talk about investments, take this kind of scenario will be eliminated.
Why is this kind of scenario even permitted in the first place?
So the government needs to separate that market, because right now what we have is just a market come school, a market and school sharing the same space. It shouldn't be this. It shouldn't be like that. The government should move that market away, because you can't take market away from a community. It's part of the foundation of every community is market. So you need to move the market away from that school, then renovate the school, make the school, turn it into a standard school, so that people will be able to learn properly. And last time we talked about, and it's not just education, it's not just people learning. If you take a look at what we are learning in Nigeria right now, people are not learning. It's not helping us. Somebody will come into the classroom and speak all the grammar, talk. Everybody laughs, and that's the end of the class. Exam. What is it? What is the impact? And if you take a look at the kind of our universities, many of them, even the textbooks they write, they are using big words. Big words to write textbooks. They want to use the opportunity to show you that they speak big grammar. That is a very bad way of writing in terms of education, because you should knowledge should be simplified in a way that everybody will be able to understand it. And then the kind of knowledge you are passing, is it something that somebody can practice? Is it something that is practical, or something that is just theoretical only? We need to take a look at all these things and revamp. I keep saying it. We need to overhaul our educational system, so that we'll be able to position Nigerians to compete in the global economy. Without that, we will still be lagging behind. Everything is coming from our education. Even the kind of leaders we are producing is coming from our education. It's coming from our education system. So we need to do something about it. Any government now that's coming in, or this one that is in place, they need to think about education first, because we need to get it right. India is India is one of the fastest growing economy in the world right now, because they place more emphasis on education a few years ago. And many of their graduates, many of their citizens are heading many technology companies, including Google, Microsoft. These companies, IBM, all these companies are being headed by Indians, and so many others. So the Nigerian government needs to place more emphasis see the education of Nigerians as the greatest developmental project it can carry.
Thank you so much for your insights on that report.